empowerHER is currently only active in New England, but here in Los Angeles, we are prepared to, steal liberally from Boston. That's part of our tradition in Los Angeles. When you go to Harvard, you basically have two choices in life. You can go to work for like Goldman Sachs or Deutsche Bank and contribute to the destruction of the world economy, or you can come to Los Angeles and fail as a screenwriter. That's of course not fair because a number of very successful artists in the entertainment industry went to Harvard. I'm going to list some of them now, and this is correct because I looked it up on Wikipedia. Natalie Portman went to Harvard. Amy Brenneman, Darren Aronofsky, Damien Chazelle, Stockard Channing. Matt Damon says he went to Harvard. Courtney Vance, Elizabeth Shue, Ed Zwick, Meredith Salinger, Mira Sorvino, Colin Jost, Jack Lemmon. I'm a host of Turner Classic Movies. We love Jack Lemmon. He went to Harvard. Mo Rocca, Conan O'Brien, Rashida Jones, John Lithgow. This is depressing. My line here was going to be, what do they all have in common? They regret it. But here's the thing. They're all, crushing it, probably because they went to Harvard. I went to Tufts. That seemed like charity. Most people here, some of you, all of you, except a couple of people over there, you don't know from Tufts. But Harvard is in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Everybody knows that. And Cambridge is 2 subway stops from where Tufts is. That's Medford, Massachusetts, pronounced correctly as Medford. And every single student at Tufts when I was there because they did not get into Harvard or some other Ivy League school. When you meet other freshmen at Tufts, like the freshman orientation, it's basically, hey, I'm Ben, I didn't get into Brown or Columbia. And they're like, oh my God, I'm Michael, I didn't get into Yale and Dartmouth. And then you guys are friends. What was I talking about? So the history of bringing what's great about New England to Southern California, that's right. And I can't think of any import more valuable, more vital, more necessary than empowerHER. Our goal tonight, other than to make me feel better about myself, is to inspire you to believe in empowerHER's mission, to care about these girls, and significantly to invest in their future. Tonight, you'll meet young girls and young women who've lost their mothers, but have found acceptance and friendship, connection, community through the work of empowerHER. You'll meet empowerHER's founder, Cara Belvin, who flew in from Boston, probably can't wait to get back, complain to all her friends about the traffic and how everybody here is obsessed with oat milk. You'll also meet Sara Schwartz, who I think most of you already know, born and raised in LA, now inexplicably living back east. Sara will break down her work with empowerHER and what the plan is here in Southern California. That's right? All right, good. And you'll also meet one of the brave, beautiful girls who's here to tell her courageous story. So this night is about hope and optimism and love and giving so that these young women can experience hope, optimism, and love inside a community that truly understands them. Before we begin, though, we need to thank our hosts, Jade and Adam Mills, as well as their daughter, Alexis LaMontagna, and her husband, Michael. I know Alexis and Michael because our children go to the same school. I have a 6-year-old. School, gotta yell. That was great. School! I have a 6-year-old little girl. I can't imagine, of course, what life would be like for her not to have her mom, mostly because this week she looked up at me one night after I asked her some particularly inane question, and she said, Daddy, you are one of the 10 or 12 best daddies in my class. It's good to crack the top half. All right, now the moment we've all been waiting for, the thanking of the sponsors. John Wright and Standing Sun Winery. Hot Chefs. Girl Friday. Delicious Bakery, Kanan Howard Photography, Voight Lights, Christian Vogler, videographer and storyteller, Authentic Cocktails, and Aviation Liquor. We're here to raise money tonight. That's the most important thing. If you donate $1,000 or more tonight, you become an empowerHER founder, and you'll join an exclusive group of philanthropic people and companies who will literally change the trajectory of a young girl's life. Donations will be accepted throughout the night there at the founders table over there. And if you become a founder with that $1,000 or more donation, you get to leave with a tote bag. Because in Los Angeles, you're kind of a nobody until you get that 23rd tote bag. And you think, you know, well, here's what I'll do. I'll put it in the car and I'll use it every time I go to Whole Foods. And then every time you go to Whole Foods, which is like every day, you'll leave it in the car. That's how the tote bag phenomenon works in Los Angeles. Ladies and gentlemen, empowerHER started around Cara Belvin's dining room table in Boston 5 years ago. Is that right? More or less. And what grew out of that is a playbook for restoring a sense of belonging and connection to girls who've suffered a terrible loss. It is the only program like it in the country, but it is active only in New England. The time has come to bring it here, so please join me in welcoming the woman who started it all, founder, executive director of empowerHER, Cara Belvin.
Thanks for that. Thank you to everyone, and first and foremost, thank you to Jade and Lexi for hosting such an incredible event and just for showing all of your love and support of empowerHER. So thank you. Thank you to Adam for letting us overtake your house tonight too and move some furniture around. Thank you to Sara Schwartz and Anne Marie, who are really paving the way for empowerHER, because I can't be in two places at once. And to Ava Grieco, who came in from Boston to share her story so bravely tonight. So when I was 9 years old, my mom died of breast cancer. My mother's name was Kit, and she was beautiful and smart and loving and kind, and she would have given anything to still be here with my brother and I. My mom knew that she was dying, and she asked her family to help raise us, and they did all that she had asked and more. And it was really out of that gratitude I had for all the support my family received that I knew that I needed to do something to pay it forward. With all the support that I had, I never met another girl whose mom died. And for a girl like me, a girl like us, it's, you know, like living on planet Mars, just trying to keep up with this world that's going on around you as normal. And so it was, you know, back in Boston 5 years ago around my dining room table that I saw a need, an unmet need, and I knew that I could just flip the switch on it and that I could create a community for girls like me, where they could meet other girls and be reminded they're not alone in their grief. And it was just that simple. Today, empowerHER is really considered a pioneer in children's bereavement. We're doing something really different. It's community-based, it's volunteer-driven, it's non-therapeutic. And what we've done essentially is to create events where we can bring girls together in, you know, carefree, fun, easy events like yoga and a Mother's Day retreat and a cooking class and a beach party. And they can meet other girls like them, peers, who are powering through their grief and showing them that they too are going through the same thing, and help to reduce some of that isolation that they might feel in their own community. We were doing that, these events for 2 years at empowerHER when it became really evident that we needed to form a mentor program. And so very much like Big Brothers Big Sisters, we mirrored this mentor program and now match girls with positive role models from their own community. And it's just a very simple, very pure way to build community for girls here in the Los Angeles area. And it was, my ask of Anne Marie and Sara Schwartz and Lexi and Jade to say, I spent the last 5 years building this playbook and I have it for you, and I want you to roll it out for girls in your community. And so with that, I just want to briefly introduce Anne Marie and just ask her to come up very quickly to say a few words.
Hi, everyone. First off, I just want to give a huge thank you. This is not a one-woman show. We've been working across coast to coast, New York, Boston, LA, all of us, and we have incredible volunteers that are here tonight. Does not take one person, it takes a village. So I'm super appreciative of everyone that's been involved with empowerHER up to this point. If we can give a round of applause for our volunteers from up the front. So with that being said, I moved to Los Angeles last year. And when I moved to LA, I wasn't sure what I was getting myself into, but I knew that I was a part of such an amazing organization, and I saw the potential that this had back in Boston, and I wanted to bring that to LA. So I met this incredible family, Jade and Lexi, and through Sara, and immediately the connection was just so vibrant, and I'm so appreciative of it because that's what allows us to be here tonight. So I just want to give a huge thank you to Jade and Lexi for allowing us to make this happen. And I think the potential for empowerHER to begin in LA is very, very, very likely, and that's because of you ladies. So thank you so much, and thank you all for being here.
Thanks, Anne Marie. Now we're going to take a brief look at what this organization does in Boston, and therefore an idea of what it will be able to do here in Los Angeles.